Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Welcome to the Eyewitness News Thanksgiving Day tradition, the Tarbox High School Turkey Wrap. Mark, we were everywhere and anywhere today.
Yes, we were. Happy Thanksgiving to you, Yanni. We have games from all over the region, and let's get it started. Why waste any time?
Yeah, game with playoff implications. Cranston East and Cranston West playing today for the final spot in Division I. Thunderbolts up in the second half. Alex Corvasi to Marquem Monroe. Mark Monroe's going to go 95 yards to the house. He'll remember that one. Cranston East can almost taste that playoff berth in charge early. East not letting up in this rivalry game. Mario Negron on the goal line carry. He will score from 5 yards out. East taking the commanding 42-13 lead. Cranston West still fighting hard, though. QB Steve Furtado will go around the edge. He's got himself a Thanksgiving touchdown, but it's not enough. Thunderbolts are playoff bound. 42-29 the final from Cranston. They'll take on Barrington in the state semis.
Yeah, that was a great win for us. I mean, we played really well. I mean, it was a big start for us, and just did a good job both sides of the football today.
All right, LaSalle not mathematically eliminated from the playoffs heading into the day, taking on EP. Scoreless first quarter. Rams strike first. Keon Wilson, the jump ball to Seth Burdett. He's going to come down with it. Rams take the 6-0 lead. EP trying to inch back later in the game. It's John Costa. Show me Tristan Casey, and Casey is off to the races. It's now a 24-6 game, but too much LaSalle in this one. Isaiah Whedon-Woodard navigating to the end zone.
Nice move.
LaSalle, yes, 30-6 winners.
All right, Mark. Barrington, your top seed in the playoffs, taking on Mount Hope. First half of this one, the Eagles' Matthew Rhoda flips it to James Murphy. Murphy finds pay dirt from 15 yards out. Eagles maintain their lead. Mount Hope on offense now. Aiden Silva can't handle the handoff from Steven Rideau. Junior Martin is there to scoop up the football, and Mark, he's going the other way for the score. This one, all Eagles from the start. Nicholas Jensen, he's going to go 40 yards to the end zone. Barrington impressive in this playoff tune-up. They are winners, 31-0.
All right, Bishop Hendricken and Tollgate, not exactly Patriots Broncos. You can fit your entire resume on the back of this varsity jacket. Hawks up 8-zip with Tollgate trying to move the ball. So Joseph Brosnahan goes with the sprint out and finds Christopher Duran for a gain. That worked, so then Brosnahan is like, let's do it again. He gets Sean Van, but ultimately it was Hendricken that asserted themselves. Brett Buer coming in hard, and he gets a sack. The Hawks, they win an ugly one, 8-zip the final over Tollgate.
All right, Portsmouth pumped up at home, taking on their Thanksgiving rival Middletown. Pick it up at the end of the first. Running back Ryan McDonald takes the handoff, forces his way into the end zone for the first score of the day. Patriots up 8-0. More from the Pats. Quarterback Matt Sewell weasels his way in for the touchdown. That makes it 14-0.
Fun to watch.
Then under 3 minutes to go in the first half, Sewell calls his own number, bursts through for his second rushing TD of the day. Portsmouth is the winner, 35-6.
Good player to URI now. It's not college, though. South Kingstown Rebels hosting rival North Kingstown. Why am I doing this highlight? Skipper's off to an early lead. It's your alma mater.
I'm a Rebel, you're right.
Coogan's pass to Matthew Madowian in the end zone. Nice catch, good for the touchdown. NK up 6-zip. But then it was practically all Rebels. QB Ryan Worthington to Nolan Reefstack for the TD. A short time later then, it was Rebel Raphael Pires. I said it was basically all Rebels after this. He goes in for the touchdown. Rebels beat the Skippers 46-14. South leads the overall series 14 games to North's 7.
All right, don't go anywhere. After the break, highlights from Division II and Division III, plus another classic showdown between Westerly and Stonington. We're back after this.
Hi, we're the LaSalle High School Cheerleaders, and welcome back to the Tarbox High School Turkey Wrap.
Back to the highlights, 153rd meeting between Westerly and Stonington. No score. First quarter, after a long kick return by Matt Mitchell, he'll finish off the drive right by the defenders into the end zone. Bears strike first, 6-0. But Westerly would answer after a Stonington turnover. Thomas McGuire puts his head down and powers through the hole, ending the end zone. That ties the game at 6. Next possession for the Bears. Emmanuel Calmer for the rushing TD. Another classic between these two. Stonington wins their 71st game in this storied rivalry, 33-28. Meanwhile, in Division II, Mark, Cumberland and West Warwick already punched their ticket to the D2 Super Bowl, but first the Clippers took on Woonsocket today. Head coach Chris Skirka and his team up in the second half, looking to add to their lead, but the Villanovan defense gets tough. Austin Wolter, the WWE-style takedown. Clips would punt it away. Their defense playing tough, too. Chris Hayes, Andre Bobo, and Jack Anderson converge on the ball carrier. Woonsocket would be forced to punt. That meant a special play on special teams for Brandon KO. He dukes a couple defenders and tight ropes down the sideline. Cumberland wins 21-14.
West Warwick and Coventry. And Yanni, that guy with the hood on right there, he said that he watches Channel 12 because if he doesn't, Cousin Tony will kick his butt. Speaking of kicking butt, have the Wizards kicking butt 30-7 in the second half over Coventry. You see the running game going pretty well. Kevon Hazard-Page with a man run, and then it's Hazard-Page again setting up this one. Austin Pagai going around the corner and around some defenders and in. Wizards top Coventry 36-23. Big one. So, Yanni, it was quite the scene as we move along at Warwick Vets today. Perhaps the final meeting between the Hurricanes and Pilgrim, as the Vets will be closing down or could be closing down, and these players could be switching schools. So, you know, this could be a very meaningful game, and this rivalry will be missed if it does in fact dissolve. 4th and goal here. Watch this. Hurricanes, Jesse Sodoma, the quarterback, he's making a run for it. Now, it looked to me like he got in, but the ref says no, he's down. So, Patriots get the ball, now punting from their own 1-yard line, and how about it? A fake punt from their own 1. Gutsy. But it doesn't work. And the Canes take over on the one. Next play, it's Sodoma, this time going right up the middle as Warwick Vets go on to win big over Pilgrim 44-0 in what is hopefully not the final clash between the two schools.
I love this game. This game is the best. It's something to do on Thanksgiving, and I've always enjoyed it no matter how cold it was. It's either been cold, it's been warm, or it's been rainy.
There's never been a incident. We've always had good people here, good time, good rivalry. They shouldn't close the school. They should just let this keep going.
Football games are a big thing here. Everybody goes to them. Everybody roots on the team. Be a sad moment just seeing the school close.
Good to see all the Warwick Vets folks coming out to support the team today. Moving on to a D2, D3 matchup now. Rogers taking on Tiverton. Tiverton on the road, hoping for their first win of the season, late third quarter. Vikings quarterback Haran Bostic rolls out left, spins by defenders and dives into the end zone to make it 20-14. To the fourth quarter we go. A long run sets up Luke Browner at the goal line. He easily walks in the score, 26-14. Vikings adding a TD in the final minutes. Running back Blake Anderson to seal the deal. Rogers closes it out 33-12.
How about Burrville and Ponegantset? Not much scoring in this one. First quarter, no score. Cheerleaders. Jonathan Thornhill making the cheerleaders cheer. Gets the carry and finds a huge hole. He goes 55 yards. Thornhill, yeah, up the sideline to the Ponegantset 40-yard line. They would turn it over on downs, though, however. Boo. Second quarter now. Chieftains trying to strike first, and yes, they would. Kyle Quartermanchi finds Matt Humphrey over the middle. He breaks a tackle, finds some green. Nice. No one's catching him. He goes 80 yards to the end zone. Eventually, the scoring happened. Ponegantset, they get the win, 28-6.
Exeter West Greenwich facing off against Chariho. Scarlet Knights led at the half 20-6. Chargers get the ball to start the second. They capitalize. Adam Harvey in for the short score. 2-point conversion makes it 20-14. After a blocked punt, Salvador DeSantis charges in for the touchdown. 2-point conversion puts Chariho ahead 22-20, but the Scarlet Knights would not be denied. After a 6-minute drive, it ends with a Jacob Hornoff 1-yard touchdown. With 41 seconds to go, EWG knocks off Chariho in thrilling fashion, 26-22. Meanwhile, in Division 4, Mark, the playoffs aren't set quite yet. A big one today to determine the postseason field, North Providence and Smithfield. With a win, the Cougars secure an undefeated season and the regular season crown. Sentinels driving, but NP forcing the pressure on the QB, David Santinelli, not having it. The INT, and that turnover would lead to this. Bevan Ingram burst through the line, and he is off. How about Bevan's day? 9 carries, 240 yards, 3 touchdowns, extra turkey, gravy, and mashed potatoes for him tonight. The NP defense doing their part to secure the win. North Providence clinches a perfect regular season, 34-0. They're the top seed in the Division IV playoffs.
Honestly, it feels good, man. It feels good. We have something special, you know. First undefeated season, we made history, and it feels good. And I think that we can take everything. I really do.
I'm short of words. I'm just thankful for my team. You know, it's Thanksgiving, and couldn't have a better team, better coaching staff. Just excited for the playoffs, Super Bowl, hopefully.
My man Izzi, congratulations to the Cougars. Situate hosting North Smithfield. Meanwhile, it would be all Northmen in this one. First quarter, North up 13-6. And adding on, Dylan Naradawi takes the handoff and strolls in from a couple out, extending the lead to 15. Spartans trying to respond, but Michael Winefield is picked off by Nicholas Cabral. Oh. And Cabral, there he goes. He takes it. Pick 6. Like that on Thanksgiving. North Smithfield defeats Situate 53-20. Your final in that one.
High School Cheerleaders, and you're watching the Dartmouth High School football wrap.
Thanks to the Lady Vikings, I'm JP Smallins. Our tour of the Southeastern Mass begins with a battle for the Big 3 title. New Bedford in the driver's seat thanks to their win over Brockton, but Durfee's rough season would feel a lot better if they could deny the Whalers. New Bedford up in the second half. Durfee changes that. Looking downfield, Jaron Vieira, 22-yard touchdown pass to senior captain Joseph Henning. He battles through the defense to get the touchdown. The 2-point conversion was no good, but that's all that Durfee had in the tank. New Bedford wins the Big 3 championship 33-6. Durfee finishes their season, sadly, winless.
This is just huge for this team and the city. I mean, to win Big 3 on Thanksgiving, it's an amazing feeling.
I'm happy that these guys are champions of the Big 3. Big 3 champs. It's great for them. We're fired up for them, and you know it's significant. Absolutely.
Congratulations to the Whalers. Next stop, North Attleboro Community Field hosting Attleboro and North Blue Bombardiers. Out quick in this one. Tim Walsh, this week's Cardi's hometown sports hero, the QB keeper at the goal line, burrows his way over it and gave New Attleboro a 13-0 lead. But the Red Rocketeers come roaring back after Chris Hunter TD. Jack Blaze, a nice read right there. The captain comes up with another big play. The INT puts his team into Attleboro territory. A little later, James Cummer, the quarterback, would hand off to Hunter, and he would score again. Chris, 2 touchdowns in the first half. Game would be tied at 13, but Walsh led the Bombardiers down the field, and Michael Kanata turns it into points. Attleboro wins this one 34-19. They finish 9-2 on the year. Let's head to the Whaling City for the annual matchup between Voc Tech rivals Diamond and New Bedford Voc. Diamond is this year's Mayflower League Small School Division champion. New Bedford Voc leading 14-0 on the kickoff. Diamond starts the second half with a big hit right there. Bengals senior Raphael Richards knocking Bears receiver McCabe Martins out of bounds. Fourth quarter now, Bears threatening to add to their lead, but Bengals stop that. Junior quarterback Nick Richards hands off the senior running back Sean Aldrich. Senior defensive back Philip Doobie forces the fumble, but Voc senior defensive lineman Joe Walsh recovers. A holding penalty and good defense from Diamond kept the Bears out of the end zone, but New Bedford Voc added to their lead late in the fourth quarter. Bears roll to a 22 win over Diamond. Dighton Rehoboth visiting Seekonk this morning. Warriors trailing in the second half, but they get closer. Brandon Smith, the handoff to Anthony Gilson, and Gilson would power his way into the end zone. But the Falcons were a playoff team this year, thanks in large part to this combination. Nate Kowalski, the handoff to Kyle Rose, and Kyle Rose turns on the afterburners. He is gone down the sideline. And there's plenty left in the tank for Kyle. The two hook up again. This time Kyle will sweep out to the right, follow the blockers, and again, he'll beat the defense down the line. Another win for Dighton Rehoboth, 47-19, the final. Bishop being visiting Bishop Stang, scoreless first quarter. Shamrocks driving, Spencer Schwieger on the pitch. He's heading outside, but a big hit coming up forces the fumble right there. But very smartly, Fian recovers. Same drive, they take advantage. Isaiah Douglas, the 4-yard plunge in for the score. Shamrocks take 7-0 lead. Jump to the second quarter now, more from Fian. Douglas, this time again, Isaiah had a great season for his team and leave plenty of room around the end zone. Fian wins this one, 17-6 was your final. A little natural sound there from the Dartmouth band. They're nationally recognized, and they were performing there today as the Indians were taking on Fairhaven. They're driving. Quarterback Matt Bo Parlin fakes a handoff, takes it for himself. Good call. Indians touchdown. Dartmouth up 7-0 after the extra point. Later, second quarter now, Blue Devils in control. After the Dartmouth touchdown, they get a touchdown of their own. Fairhaven quarterback Cam Charette fakes the handoff to senior halfback Kevin Albano, finds Cross and Nagalia. He's off to the races for the Blue Devil touchdown. The drop kick extra point attempt was no good, but that's all Fairhaven could muster. Dartmouth scores 19 unanswered points after that. The Indians beat the Blue Devils 26-6, the final over Fairhaven. Somerset hosting Case, the Raiders in full control of this one, up 22-0 already when Mark Tanucci gets the goal line carry, and he's not going to be denied. He's in for the score, made it 28-0 Case. Then Joe Finglas will keep it for himself on the QB keeper. Somerset shuts out Case 35-0, the final there. Final stop was Coyle Cassidy battling Taunton for the city bragging rights, and the Tiger offense was roaring in this one. Kyle Madera, the toss to Gerald Cortillo, and Gerald turns the corner and turns on the Jets. He's down the sidelines. The big run would set up the pass. The same two would be connecting on that. Kyle up top for Cortillo, and he would score a touchdown. Pretty looping pass right in there. That made this next play possible. Madera this time hands off to Domingo Jenkins. He plows in for another 6, 14-0 Tigers. But on the ensuing kickoff, a big play for Coyle. Good way to finish Tanner Costa's career with Coyle and Cassidy. 80-yard kick return for the touchdown, but the Tigers would take the win 42-6 over Coyle and Cassidy. That's a look at Massachusetts. Make sure to check out all extended highlights that we'll have from these games on WPRI.com.
Hi, we're the Cumberland Conference Cheerleaders, and you're watching the Tarbox High School Turkey Wrap. Go Clippers!
Back to the Turkey Wrap, I'm Yanni Karakis. The Thanksgiving action started last night in a pivotal game between Narragansett and East Greenwich, a playoff spot on the line for the Mariners. So Narragansett knew what was at stake in the rain in East Greenwich, a spot in the postseason if they win. Tight game of the half, kickoff for the second half. Vincent Santos picks up the loose ball. He's off through the defense and to the end zone. Gansett takes the 22-13 lead. The Mariners defense would make a stand. Taylor Krieger and Pete Durkin with the stop. Mariners win 22-13, punching their ticket to the playoffs. They'll have a rematch with undefeated Mount Pleasant in the state semifinals.
Great Rhode Island tradition, so whenever you play a meaningful game on Thanksgiving, it's always exciting. We talked about this before the game. People might be saying, why are you playing in this weather? But 20 years from now, all these kids, win and lose, are going to remember their Thanksgiving Day game on 2013.
Speaking of Mount Pleasant, they took on Classical on a rainy Tuesday night. Second half, Kilty's up 18-0. Here come the purple. Griffin Clark to Latif Orabaha. Latif is going all the way to the house, through the mud, to the end zone. That cuts the lead to 18-7. Later on, Classical driving again. Jamonte Washington tracks down the loose ball and recovers it. Mount Pleasant earns city bragging rights 18-7 over Classical. The top-seeded Kilties clinch a perfect regular season in Division III. Nicely done.
We're happy, obviously, we finished undefeated, but that means nothing now. So we start the playoffs, one game, and you win, you move on. You don't, you go home. So what we did in the past doesn't mean anything now. We're going to move forward.
St. Ray's and Moses Brown on Thanksgiving Eve last night. First quarter, 7-0 Quakers. Amos Girardi breaks through the St. Ray's punt and gets the block. Moses Brown in business inside the Saints 10. Few plays later, quarterback Eric Kosmopoulos, a fellow Greek we think. He gets in for the score, extra point no good, 13-0 Moses Brown. Late second quarter, more bad news for the St. Ray's special teams. The field goal is blocked. Samuel Greenfield let the big boy eat. 85 yards, he rumbles for the Quaker score. Moses Brown goes on to beat St. Ray's 35-22 on Thanksgiving Eve. As for games that were rescheduled for this weekend, Shea and Tolman play at McCoy Stadium tomorrow morning, 10:30 a.m. Lincoln is at Central Falls. That game is Saturday, also at 10:30. Unfortunately, the Central Hope game was canceled this week with the bad weather. That's it for our high school football turkey wrap. Make sure you log on to WPRI.com for extended highlights from every game you saw tonight. Over 20 from all over the Ocean State and southeastern Massachusetts. For JP Smallins and Mark Dondero, all the fine folks here at Eyewitness News working on Thanksgiving, I'm Yanni Caracas saying good night, everyone, and happy Thanksgiving.